I am so honored to be Steve's best man. It's so exciting to be here. Steve and I met about 40 years ago when we both worked at Roman Haas. And there's a lot of people here from Roman Haas. It's great to see some old friends. Steve had just worked his way up from the mailroom to become a communications manager. And I was actually vice president and general counsel. And so when my wife Jean and I visited Steve in his house, I was astonished that it was 4 times as large as mine. And frankly, it ticked me off. I was working 10 hours a day, and Steve would generally be sleeping in his office. I don't know how he was able to do it. Years later, when Steve was single, he would regale me, if you could use that term, with all of the disastrous internet dates that he was on. Steve, and this is literally true, had over 2,000 first dates. Would I lie? Would I lie?
How many years is that?
Raised expectations, dashed hopes. His internet dating reminded me very much of the sailing of the Titanic. Started with hope and brilliance, and ended with a sickening dive to the depths of despair. And when I finally, when he eventually told me about Diane, I expected the worst. That was his story, but it was absolutely amazing. Steve said, when he met her, there was so much excitement when he was telling me about it in his voice. She was so beautiful. She was so vivacious. She was so funny. She had a wonderful family. And best of all, she co-owned a brew pub. It does not get any better than that. Where was I? Oh, I'm sorry. The only thing that concerned me when I met Diane was her terrible taste in internet dating, but apparently it paid off. So. Actually, when I finally met Diane, I understood why Steve fell heads over heels in love with her. It really reminded me of when I met my wife Jean over 60 years ago in Ocean City. When it's right, you just know it's right. And that's the way it was with Steve and Diane. And if I could, I would like to quote one of America's greatest poets, our poet laureate, Frank Sinatra, who back in the day sang a song called, The Second Time Around. Yes, that's what it was. He wrote a lot of songs. I can't remember each and every one of them. Come on. Anyway, if I could quote just a little bit of that song. Love is more comfortable the second time you fall. Play the song. Like a friendly home the second time you call. Who can say what led you to this miracle you found? There are those who bet love comes once, but yet I am so glad you two met the second time around. So again, raise your glasses, not of champagne apparently, it's only water. But that's so typical of Steve. What can I say? I'm not going to be invited back for his third wedding. I know that. Anyway, why don't you raise a glass and give a toast to the newly wedded couple. May your life be filled with the joy and blessings of love. And may you experience all the good that life has to offer today, tomorrow, and forever. Cheers and mazel tov.